Hello, 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 guys. Good evening, everyone. Hello, 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 guys. Okay, let me mute that. I just kept my phone over here just to check my chat. So, hello, everyone. Everyone, all good, right? How are you guys doing? So, let's see how many people. Okay, so wow, okay. So, there are people waiting in the chat before the class starts. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, let's see. Hi, Manasvi. Hi, Arin. Hi, Viransh. What's up, man? Okay. All good, right? Okay, still waiting for some students. Hi, Lishan. Okay. So, as you guys know why we are here, right? So, today, again, I welcome you guys to today's stream on Learn from Past Legends. And okay, it's a bit weird that I'm doing part two, right? Some people might be wondering, and I've already done part one on Mikhail Tal, right? But this was a suggestion given by Sriram sir. So the reason uh, why we are doing this stream, like part two, is because some of the great players, like have like lot of games, right? They have like lot of legendary games, and we can't cover all the games in just one video, right? We just can't cover it in like one particular stream. So that's why we came up with an idea of why not just do a part two, right? Otherwise, my idea was to do today on a player named Samuel Reshevsky, because I just googled like some the chess legends who did not become world champion, right? But I couldn't find many games. Then I thought I'll do Boris Spassky or someone like Bobby Fischer, right? But then that can be done some other time too. Maybe next I'm going to do on Boris Spassky. It's high time, like we climb up the ladder, we move above 1970s, instead of being stuck in like 1960s, right? Okay. Hi, coach. Whatever your name is, Saitama. Okay. Okay. So hi everyone. Hope you're doing great. So let's get started, right? First of all, is the audio clear? Right, all audio, the what do you say, the camera, this thing, the board and stuff, everything good, right? I'll just do a slight adjustment on the board before I start. Okay, just give me a second. Frame. Let's where is the window capture? Yeah, yeah. The board is slightly, like I can see some names. I think I'll make it a little bit bigger. Yeah, a little bit bigger. Let's move it a little bit. Yeah, now it looks kind of better, I guess. Okay, cool. Like, I don't want anyone saying, like, I can't see the notations and stuff. I'll be like asking questions, and then some people will be like, simply, uh, what do you know, they won't even answer. And then they'll be like, looking across for the notations, right? So we don't want all that shenanigans happening, right? Okay, so let's get started, right? So, uh, so can we start the? Of course, of course. That's why we are here, right? Okay. Without further ado, let's get started. So let's start off with a brief introduction. So the guy who you see down here is Mikhail Tal, right? Then let's just give a brief introduction once again, right? Even though I've given his introduction on part one, right? So Mikhail Tal was a legend. He became the eighth world chess champion, right? So this particular person, right? He is known for sacrificing pieces left and right. Okay, the word sacrifice was basically brought out to chess because of him, I guess. Otherwise, people used to play like very boring and positional chess, right? So today, as usual, we're going to cover one game. Okay, every day we are covering one game, anyways, right? So the game today that we're going to cover, right? I want everyone to be interactive, okay? Because it's going to be very instructive. You're going to learn how to attack, okay? And this game is like solving puzzle. I think I already put the note in the WhatsApp group. It's going to be like as if you're solving a puzzle. So we are going to see how many of you guys are tactically sharp today. I hope you guys came prepared, warmed up for this, right? Wearing your tactical hats, right? Okay, done. So I know everyone's getting impatient. So this is a game between Tal and Andres Worima. Okay, so Tal was playing with the white pieces and he starts off with the move e4. Okay, And Warima starts off with the move c5. And what is this called as, guys? This is called as the Sicilian. Okay. And here you have a lot of ways to play with it. I usually like to play d4. 1 second, guys. Uh, just give me a second. Restart. It's a little bit. Okay. Yeah. So here Tal starts off with the move knight f3, and again we'll just grace through the openings, guys. We play the move e6, and now we play the move d4. Okay, and this is what we call as the open Sicilian. And as a rule in the Sicilian, whenever you play c5 and your opponent plays d4, you just chop the pawn off, right, without thinking. And now you take with the knight, and here black plays knight c6. And the point is, if you take, he's going to take with the b pawn and open the b file to attack, right? So we don't have to do that. We just start developing knight c3. And here queen c7 is played, a little odd little move. And please don't ask me why they play this move, because I'm really not a big player of this line. Okay, I've not studied this line much. By the way, it's called the Taimanov variation in the in the Sicilian, right? Which is not really important for us. But anyways, just for the sake of knowledge, one day you guys might face it and you'll be like, oh yeah, I've seen this somewhere, right? So kind of okay, cool. So we play the move bishop a3. Okay, and we defend the knight, and we have options of going queen d2 and long castles. And that's called as the English attack setup, where we castle long and we start attacking on the queen side, right? But it it really, you can't really, it's not really fun to play. I'll show you. This kind of setup is not really fun to play. I'll show you guys why anyways. So knight f6. Oops, sorry, not knight f6, my bad. Okay, if you play knight f6, actually there's a small problem here. Okay, by the way, can you guys find a small problem what white can do? Just a first puzzle, just a small tactical question here again. You have to be very, alert, just to check your alertness, guys. What will white play here? Why is knight f6? A slight inaccuracy. Anyone? Little bit of positional details too could be come across. Maybe it's not such a bad move now that I look at it, guys. Knight f6. But anyways, yeah, NCB5, or I think NDB5 also looks good. You kind of gain a tempo on the queen, and maybe the knight can come here in some certain lines. I think it's totally fine, because if you see queen c7, he could have played knight b5 right now here itself, right? Hmm. Now that I look at it, he could have done it here itself. But I think for some theoretical reason they didn't do it. Okay. Let's just, you know, forget that. So anyways, a6 was played, bishop e3 and a6. Okay, knight f6 was not played. And now you start developing, right? So can anyone tell me some developing moves that you guys do here for white? Because so you guys have to know how to play against the Sicilian, right? So what sort of attacks, types of setups we get? So here we have options of queen d2, right? We have queen d2 and long castles. But honestly speaking, it's not good in this kind of setup. So let's say if you do this sort of setup, they can just go b5, and if you go long castle, then they can start like their own attack on the queen side, right? Which is not kind of pleasant, right? So anyways, this was not played by Tal, right? So Tal here, yeah, bishop c4, yeah, you can develop the bishop to any of this square, but the thing is bishop c4 can run into some problems like b5. Okay, and this could be some issues again. You have to again waste a tempo moving your bishop, right? So anyways, he's going to play b5 and fianchet to this bishop, and this comes with the tempo, right? So not really good an idea, right? So here the most theoretical response is bishop e2, but Tal chose bishop d3. Okay, fair enough. And he's like, okay, I have like beautifully placed pieces in the center, right? And anyways, okay, the game goes on like knight f6, short castles, right? And at this point, black is like, you know what, I have not played the move d6, right? Usually people play the move d6, bishop e7 and castle, right? So he's like, since I've not played the move d6, I have the option of developing this bishop, right? So the bishop can come over here, is what I presume, right? But then he chose the move bishop d6. Okay, and now this is quite awkward for the, I mean, for black. Okay, for the positional reason, I could say this is awkward is because of, it's kind of jamming this bishop. Like, if the bishop is blocking the d pawn, then this bishop cannot come out, right? Anyways, you can put the, you can play b6 and bishop b7. I guess that's another thing. But anyways, it's a little odd. Usually people don't put the bishops over here, right? But anyways, what do you notice when the bishop comes over here? Let's see, guys. Bishop d6 is bad, yeah. I think this is a slight inaccuracy here. But what do you notice when the bishop comes here? Let's see again. A wake up call. Always, this is a test of board vision anyways. What do you notice? F4. Okay, we'll discuss what black plays, what white is going to play. Okay, Lishan? Battery, yes. Blocking the development of white bishop, exactly. Right. By the way, the bishop can come over here. So that's one thing to note. Right. And that's one of the variations in the timer now. People usually put the pawn here and the bishop here. But anyways, let's just not drag it. You need to note that the idea is to make a battery on this pawn. Right. So yeah, now let's get to the point here. You see that the queen and bishop are making a battery. They are hitting on h2 pawn. What are you going to play here? Okay. What are you going to play here? Let's see. For points, let's see how many of you guys, the h pawn is weak, so that, yes. Okay. What would you do? How would you defend this threat? Again, very important positional. These are very important things. F4. Okay. F4, if you're playing F4, okay, let's discuss F4. F4 is actually one of the best moves, I guess. We will discuss F4 in a short while. Okay, Lishan, I'll just hold on to F4 for a second. Everyone is saying F4, huh? Okay. Now just because I said F4, F4 is the best move, everyone's starting to look at F4. Okay. Guys, now I'm going to tell you one difference between a strong player and not so strong player, I guess. I could say weak player, but weak is a bit rude, okay? So I won't say weak player. So a strong player would notice, okay, that, okay, F4, but then don't you think that this kind of blunders a pawn? Guys, put your tactical shots on. Isn't this a pawn blunder for your first tactical reason? Can you guys find? Okay, I know you're threatening e5, but black can win a pawn here. Although this is the best move though, let's put a, what do you say, great move here. I like to do the symbols, like, could exclaim, right? Anyways, we know you, it's okay. Uh, n into d4, exactly. You play the move n into d4. This is called as, what do you say, overloading, I guess. The bishop is defending the knight and is defending the pawn, right? So bishop takes d4. Oops, not bishop takes d4. Yeah, if you do bishop takes d4 and now you can take here, right? But after knight takes d4, who can find another tactical shot here? Again, this game is full of tactics. We are going to start here itself. Who can find the next? Uh, what do you say? Not exactly attraction. You could call it attraction v1, but I think it's mostly called as overloading because the bishop is defending two pieces, right? Yeah. Anyways, e5. Yes. So you might be like, okay, sir, we anyway sacrificed a knight, right? Why can't, black just take a pawn like this, queen takes, and don't you think like visually this is good for black because, he won two pawns, right? But then now you can continue some, the bishop is under attack. We need to move the bishop. So we move the bishop here with tempo, right? And now let's say something like queen c5. And okay, there's an x-ray here. So maybe we got to move the king, right? This is something you have to always note. Just whenever someone looks at the lens, like looks at the king from the lens or something, you just got to move away, right? So even though black is having two pawns up, white is having like, five pawns, right? Yeah, black is like two pawns up here. Black is having seven pawns. Can anyone tell me few reasons why white is still better? Let's see. Gayatri R. Okay, welcome to the stream, Gayatri. May I know who the student is, anyways? Right, because usually the streamers, usually the people who join the stream will be basically the students from Venture Chess Academy. So, just for the reason, I keep asking who the student is. But, anyways, if you're someone who's outside Venture Chess Academy, then again, welcome to the stream. Right, more active pieces. Okay, a little bit more specific. Again, someone with piece activity. Okay, I would, that's the same thing. Active pieces, piece activity is like, I don't know. It's the same thing, right? Potato, whatever. Right. Anyways, yeah, you can say that white is more, active pieces, right? He has more better lead in development, right? He has better lead in development, and also you have to notice that black is not castled, so I mean, he does not have lead in development. That means, right? Okay. Some other things is like you can say that white has open files, right? White has two bishops. Always having two bishops is considered to be advantageous, right? Not always, most of the times, depending on the position. But and also you have to note that black has like weak dark squares since he has put more of his pawns on the light squares. There's a little bit of these are little advanced level things. Okay, slightly advanced stuffs, right? So you have to make note of that. Okay. Anyways, moving on. F4 was not played. Okay, F4 was not played, but I really thought it's very important that we discuss this. Okay, so again, let's get back to this position. I don't know why Tal didn't play F4. Maybe he must have seen it. Okay, let's not take that away from him. We are attacking here. So some people said G3. G3 is fine. Okay, if you guys said G3, it's totally fine. But blunting the bishop. But I really don't like to make this kind of weaknesses, right, near the king. Usually people can do some attacks like this if they castle this side or something. Out of h3 and g3, usually I would choose h3. This is more safer, is what I believe, right? Okay, by the way, if I was playing white here, I would have definitely said, I'm not Gayatri, I'm Shrinit. Okay, hi Shrinit. Okay, good. Hope you're doing great, man. Okay, h3. Okay, this is what I would have played, but here Tal played a little bit more trickier move here. The move is king h1. King h1. Wait, what? Does that defend the pawn, guys? Okay, for the next question, guys, what happens if you take on h2? This is a very common thematic. This is very common thematic move you have to know here. If bishop takes h2, who can find the best move here? Yes, Richard. Yes, again, who's Richard again? The student name. Okay, well said, guys. G3. Right, you have to play g3. First thing is you can take the knight. That's what it said here. And this is again very important. This is a thematic move, trapping the bishop. Right, if you guys have watched Fischer versus Spassky, Fischer has fallen for this trap. He didn't fall for it, he kind of miscalculated it. We are gonna see that game soon. Okay, remind me one day. So g3. Okay, and the bishop is trapped. Okay, you can sack the bishop, right? And now you'll be like, okay, sir, he has like 3 pawns for the piece, right? And some people might freak out that the queen has come here, the king is like a little naked here, right? This might look a little scary, right? But trust me, it's not, guys. You guys are just, if you're really scared of such a thing, then you guys are kind of scared of ghosts, guys. This is really not scary because black does not have any pieces to attack the king, right? Okay, he just has one knight, right? But you have like so many pieces near the king, right? So you can play something like queen f3 to exchange the queen. And I'm pretty sure, like, out of 10 people, 7 people will give this check to, make things scary. But again, it's nothing. Like, you just move your king up. And now he does not have any checks, right? I mean, okay, he can exchange the queens, but I think exchanging the queens just doesn't do any good, right? Just move the bishop, and now you're having, you can just double rooks. You have all the pieces developed. This is going to be an, good. This is going to be a good end game for white, right? This is going to be a good end game for white because his pieces are active. Simple. In end game, you need pieces active. Okay. Moving on. Okay. After king h1, it seems that our opponent wasn't a noob. Okay, he's not going to fall for such kiddish tactics, right? Kiddies. Did I just say kiddish? Okay, kiddish. Okay, kiddish tactics. Anyways, he played a little bizarre move. Okay, the move he played is h5. Okay, and I tried understanding h5, but trust me, I failed, guys. I failed. I did not understand what's the point of h5. Normally, someone should be like looking to castle shot, but this is just a random flank move, and this really looks like beginner's chess. Like why would you make like random pawn moves? By the way, Tal is playing a really good player. This guy is like a two-time what do you say, Croatian champion or something. So you guys might should know that he is good. He's not some random noob here, right? So, anyways, h5, okay, and yeah. So here Tal is like black is not developing pieces. He's just throwing his flank pawns. He has wasted some tempo, right? A6 and stuff, right? So now you have to start an attack because you have all your pieces developed, right? So as an attacking player, you have to make some plans on how to attack, right? What should you do now? Okay. So I'll give you guys a couple of moments to think to come up with some good attacking move here. Okay. So let's see. To play NG4. Okay. Did I miss some moves here? White can trap the bishop G3. Okay, NG3 is there. NG4. Okay, did I miss some analysis here? Okay, some people are like after king H1, bishop into H2, G3, NG4. No, NG4 hangs the knight, right? Okay, NG4 hangs the knight, right? So, okay, I hope that doubt is clear, right? So, okay, king H1 and H5. Okay, yeah, moving on. And in this position, you have to know how to punish such people who are delaying their development, guys. Come on, quickly. He played H5 to play NG4. Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, maybe. NG4 again. It's a weird. If he really wants to play NG4 really that badly, I would play H3, right? I mean, so much for playing NG4. Although still you can play NG4, I guess. Sacrificing over here. That looks kind of tricky, right? Okay. Anyways. Uh, if you guys can come up with this move, right, then you guys are, trust me, going in the right direction of being a strong attacking player. Think, guys, think. I'll give you guys a moment. Okay, this is very instructive. This is very instructive, guys. Yeah, what is this, Viransh? You came up with some moves. Did I? Yeah, first open up the position. I'm sorry, I missed some moves. Did you come up with some move, Viransh? Open up first. Yes, you have to look to open up the position, but how do you do that? That's the problem in the Sicilian, right? The idea in the Sicilian is they trade off the C pawn for white's D pawn, and now you have the E pawn versus D and E pawn, and it's usually hard to open up. One pawn cannot open up the position against two pawns. It's not so easy. How do you prepare? Let's see, Viransh, if you can find bishop G5. Bishop G5. Okay, first of all, bishop G5 hangs the knight. Vivan, right? Bishop G5 hangs the knight. Always make note of what your pieces are doing, what tasks these pieces are doing, guys. Come on, okay, right? How do you open up? Again, you are right, Viran. You're absolutely right, but you have to come up. Okay, BG5 hashtag. Oh my god. Can you again? I want everyone to stop spamming. Vivan, can you stop spamming BG5? Okay. F4. Arin, well done. F4. This is the move. Boom. You gotta go, guys. Right. And now for the beginners who are watching here, again, I've always told never push Freddy. And for the ones who don't know Freddy, I always name the F pawns as Freddy, guys. Do not push the F pawns, right? And I've always told this, never push the F pawns because it weakens the king. Why are you pushing the pawns near your king, right? You're violating the principles, right? That's the thing. When you move to a higher level, when you keep getting stronger, right? You have to know when to push the buttons and break the rules in chess, right? I mean, I know if you guys have heard of this, what do you say, saying that rules are meant to be broken. But again, you should know when is the right time to break the rules, right? So in this, at this point, f4 is really not dangerous, right? You should note that black's pieces are not active enough to punish punish this kind of stuffs, weakening your king side and stuff. No, black does not have any piece activity. If he doesn't have any piece activity, how can he punish such moves? So f4 is a really good move. This also controls the center, and also you have ideas of pushing f5. Okay, and if he takes, you can take with the rook file gets open, right? And then later on you can put this rook here, you can double, and like you can have an attack on the f file, right? So you have to go for it, right? And okay, anyways, f4 was played. So now it's black's turn, and black actually played a really good move here, right? He played the move ng4, okay? And this is a very thematic move in the Sicilian, trying to get rid of this bishop, right? So again, the bishop is under attack, and this is actually a very important bishop. It's holding the knight, it's holding the pawn, right? It's always sad to part ways with the bishop, right? But the thing is, you can't do anything. If you move the bishop somewhere, if you want to save the bishop, if you move it here, first of all you lose the knight, right? So that's not fun. If you move the bishop somewhere here, then you lose the pawn. That's not fun either, right? So yeah, you have to part ways with the bishop. So here Tal came up with the move queen f3, right? Getting the queen out too early, no, not exactly, right? The queen is quite safe here. And here black takes, and we take here, and yeah, what should black play? Okay, black here played queen b6, by the way. But let's give you guys another puzzle. What happens if you play the move bishop c5? Two pieces, this has to be seen, guys, because you have to always note when pieces are in the same line with the queen, right? You have to note that there could be some kind of pins, right? Let's again puzzle time. Who can find the best move? But isn't there n into d4 still? Which position again? If you play queen f3, yeah? Yeah, we will discuss that. N into d4. Actually, n into d4 is still there. But n into d4 now, maybe it's not. You can do bishop into, right? What's the point? I don't get it. You're saying now you can take here, but I don't know. Maybe you can like do this. Okay, anyways, let's come here. Yeah. Queen into e3. I hope that point is clear. Knight. Okay, yeah, sorry. Yeah, we were discussing this, right? Sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. I got distracted. Yeah, bishop c5 pinning the knight. What do you do, guys? N b5. Which knight? This knight to b5, the pawn takes, right? Okay, guys, you need to pay attention. Open your eyes, guys. Open your eyes. This is not happening. Again, think tactically, guys. I told this is a puzzle, right? Don't just play moves like knight e2. This is what is this? This is not a tactic, right? Come on, look at the position carefully. I don't know. Come on, you have to find this. It's pinned. It's pinned. Yeah, it's pinned. Knight d to b5. Okay. Knight d to b5. Huh? Your idea is kind of right. Your idea is kind of right. Okay, Viransh, I don't know. That could be the second best move. That could be the second best move, visually speaking, because if you take my queen, I take your queen with the check. Right? You're almost correct. But why this move? Why not knight into e6? Isn't this better, Viransh? Isn't this better? Knight into, yeah, Blissery Mystery finds it again. Knight into e6. Well done. Well done. Now if you take again, bishop takes, knight takes. Right. So maybe Tal was hoping for such a tactic. Did not happen, sadly. And yeah, opponent again proving that why he was Croatian champion. Queen b6. Right. And yeah, this time sadly there's no tricks here, right? So you have to curl up and play knight c2, sadly, right? Yeah. And yeah, I think now if I was black, I would consider a move like castling, although that also looks a little odd with the move h5, right? I really don't know what to play in this kind of structures. Like, really not a Sicilian player with this bishop, being on d6, the queen being on b6. The bishop is like, again, cursing these two pieces, right? Anyways, black plays the move e5. Okay. And this again is a very intuitive move because again you are doing the bidding here for white because white really wants to open up the position for the rook, right? So you shouldn't be doing such a moves. Such a move is what I believe, right? But he has a very good idea here. Again, his idea is like takes and then put pressure on the knight, or maybe he could make the knight active, something like that. Like if you take, maybe the knight can also become like an outpost over here, right? If you guys don't know what's outpost, you have to I'm not going to waste another 5 minutes explaining that. Okay. Uh, so this, who is black? Okay, black is some random dude. Okay, he's a strong player. Okay, Lishan. Um, but again, not as strong as Tal. Opponent of Tal. Okay. Okay, I am Siddharth. Hi, Siddharth. Okay, hi, Siddharth. Okay, anyways, so the opponent was like, trying to get the fight to Tal, which is, not really advisable, right? You shouldn't be taking Panga with such a strong player, right? Now, this is the moment where Tal gets a little bit too artistic, okay? And I don't know, I wouldn't be so sure if I would have found this move, right? Again, the knight is under attack, the pawn is, there's some tension happening here, there's some tension happening here, and out of nowhere, can you guys guess? Again, I'll give you guys another minute. What did Tal play here? What did Tal play? Let's see if you guys can find. This is like a crazy move. I don't know how I can explain this though, but I'll try to prepare myself to explain this move. Knight f5. Knight f5 is fine, but the thing is, see, you do not want to trade queens when you're attacking, when you're having such a good position, v1, right? I'm pretty sure Tal wouldn't go for a queen trade. No, no ways. I'm not giving this queen, right? Ain't no ways, right? Then black is going to consolidate, like, he's going to be, oh, okay, fine. Thank God the queen is gone. Now I can like slowly develop pieces. You can't punish me for my bad development, right? Trading queens, though, no, no, no. Okay. F into e5, okay, yeah. Logically speaking, f into e5 is the best move. Like, something like bishop takes e5 and now something like c3, centralizing the pieces, right? This is playable, and actually white is doing fine here, right? The open f file, he can double over here and put some pressure, right? He has dark square weaknesses, but this is Tal here. That is Aam Zindagi, what I just said. But this is Tal Zindagi, guys. Tal found the move Queen G3. Insane. I don't know what this move. This is, the knight is hanging and you go with Queen G3. Right. F plus E5. Okay. Opening up the rook too. Okay. Okay. Queen G3. Let's try to, take a breather. Like, what is this move? What is this move? The knight is, if this was a beginner, playing chess, I would have been like, surely he didn't see that the knight is under attack. But this ain't no beginner, guys. This ain't no beginner. Queen G3. The knight is hanging. Right. The knight is hanging. So let's see what Tal saw here. Again, this is how attacking players think. They just think outside the box. Right. So first thing again, here E into D4 was played. That is one of the right moves. First thing, let's discuss what happens after knight into D4, which is kind of a mistake. Right. Knight into d4. What do you do, guys? Sir is going crazy like in a cricket match. Okay. Knight into d4. What do you do? What do you do? First thing, you can attack the rook, right? You can take here. So let's see what Tal calculated here. Knight into d4 is a mistake, by the way. Let's give you guys an option. Right. This is kind of a mistake. Okay. Let's see if you guys can find the move here. Um, F into e5. Now f into, okay. Is my chat paused or something? I hope it's not. So you have option to take here, right? Queen e3. Oh my god, no, 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 ain't no is. Just sacrifice the knight and now you're going to pin it. This knight is like well guarded, right? Queen e3 doesn't do much. You can like just move the queen back to a7 and defend itself too, right? So this pin is like kind of useless, right? You have to think again beyond, right? So the thing is, you have two options. You can take here and you can take here. Taking here is the best move. Okay, let's discuss why. F into e5. So, oops, sorry. Yeah. Knight takes d4. It's a little bit. Yeah. Here, what was the reason again? Yeah, the bishop is under attack. So let's say he moves his bishop somewhere here because now you attack this, right? Again, who can find the tactic here? White to play and find a tactic. Again, semi-open file. Queen into g7 also we can discuss. It's really not so good again. I will show you why queen into g7 is not good, Manasvi. Okay, let's hold that. Right. Queen f2. Right? Queen f2. Well done. Fork. Again, I told you guys to put your puzzle hats. Every move is gonna be like a puzzle now. Okay, every freaking move is gonna be like a puzzle. Right? So that's why. And again, I know some people like Queen G7 is better, so you're attacking the rook, right? But after Queen G7, he goes Rook F8. And okay, let's say you take here. The thing is, Tal saw that maybe you can play Knight E6. You know, you're saving the knight, and okay, you can sacrifice the rook, and this is totally fine. Okay, I don't know how do I explain the reason, but you know, you're just down a piece for nothing, is what I believe. Or are we down a piece? It's kind of equal, right? It's kind of equal, but the knight is kind of holding everything, right? So that's the thing. But okay, queen into g7 is possibly a good move. Okay. So anyways, knight into d4 was not played. The right move is e into d4. Okay. E into d4 was played. And now Tal was, this is what Tal saw. His point is he sacrificed the knight. The point is he sees that, you know, the black's king side is like very weak. I can take here. Okay, so what's the big deal? You take the rook pawn, the rook is hanging, okay, I just move the rook. Is that really worth it? Did you just sacrifice the knight so that you can take a pawn and attack a rook? Is that the reason why you did that? Huh? Is it really? No. Let's see how do you continue the attack here. What did Tal foresee again? He didn't just do that so that he can get one pawn or something, right? Although even if there's no like, you know, if there's no like continuous tactics or something, I would really go for this because like, you know, white's pieces are like so well placed that you can actually, it's really worth sacrificing a piece, right? How do you continue? E5, of course. Okay, queen takes note that there's a knight here, guys. Okay, E5, you gotta go. Okay, bishop e7. How do you continue? Come on, quickly. This move should be like automatic, guys. E5. Now, how do you go? What did Tal continue? How do you continue the attack again? Okay. Okay, my snacks is here. Until I, you know, sip my tea a little bit. So you guys can F5. Yes, well done, Arin. F5. And look at this pawns, guys. Look at this pawns. He just sacked the knight. This is what Tal saw. His point is he sacks his knight. He takes this pawn. He makes his pieces act, you know, passive, right? And his point is he's going to shove the pawns like avalanches, right? This is like psychologically, this is very terrifying, right? The pawns are coming at you. They're just going to open up stuffs. They're gonna ram you down. These pawns look hungry, guys. These pawns look hungry, right? Look at this, right? So you, yeah, e6 is coming. Now you got to do something about this, right? And also there's some, you know, this pawns, by moving this pawns, you have opened up some spaces for the knight to jump in, right? The bishops can come here and stuff. The bishop can come here. Okay, the bishop could anyways come here. You don't have to move the pawn, right? Okay. Maybe I got a little excited. So because of all that, you know, black got a little bit nervous. Okay, and just sadly, if I was you, you know, I would have got nervous. Okay, he plays the move f6. He's like, you know what, let's just break open this pawns. Like, you know, I don't like the fact that these two pawns are holding hands, are coming at me. Let's just break it open. Right? Let's just break it open. And now, again, a very important, right? A very important move here again. You have to note that whenever a pawn is pushed, weakness is created. Right? Weakness is created. So can you guys find what move did Tal find here? This square is weak now. This square, again, this square is anyways having pawn. This is a very important point. You guys can make note of it. Whenever opponents push pawn, you have to know to which square it weakens, and you have to know how you should take advantage of those weaknesses. If you guys can reach a level where you can identify such weaknesses, right, then you guys are like, I don't know, you guys are reaching places. Right? That's all I can say. Queen g6. Again, yeah, Queen g6 is very tempting v1. Again, people say when Pastor sees a check, they give a check, right? Queen g6 is just a check. He's just gonna run. He's gonna run, and he's gonna do some. The king is running. The king is running. We didn't sacrifice a knight so that the king can run, guys. No, no, it's not. You're not gonna sacrifice a knight so that the king can run, right? Okay. How do you continue? Let's see if you guys can find this move. E into f6. Okay. I would really consider E into f6 because it opens up this file. But no. Okay. The knight is right now in the way. Right. Let's see. Come on. I'll give you guys another 30 seconds to find it. Because I am running on patience, guys. Again, I gave you guys a clue. This square is a weakness. Which piece can we get over here? Can you guys find a very juicy square? Juicy, juicy square, juicy piece. Okay, no, I'm just running out of words. Can you find a very good, can you find a piece that can land over here? A very good piece. Knight f4, well done. Knight f4. So this guy is coming. Again, when you're attacking, you have to get more pieces, right? Knight f4. Very good move here. The knight is coming to g6 and it's causing some havoc, right? Okay, so at this point, black realizes that, okay, the queen is over here. Like, it's a little annoying that the queen is here. We need to chase the queen away. So a very natural move, rook f7 was played. Okay, and this is the moment where, like, I was like thinking of, at this point I was like analyzing this game. I was like thinking of moves like, okay, how do we attack? Maybe I go queen h8, the rook goes back to f8, and okay, maybe I just snag a pawn, right? So, and then okay, Tal comes up with another crazy move. I don't know if crazy is also a very good word for this. Okay, if crazy is a word that, if you guys can come, give me a better vocabulary, I would be like really thankful to you guys. The move Tal played is like on another level. Okay, not queen f8. Okay, I wouldn't hang the queen to that level. Okay, but again, can you guys find this insane idea? And when he found this idea, right, that's where I understood this is just how world class players play. Like, oh my god. Queen f8, no. Okay. Bishop e2. Okay, what's your idea? See, Manasvi, I don't know if you noticed that the queen is under attack. But okay, if you're having some ideas with bishop e2, then again, I can appreciate that. But again, if you didn't notice that, again, I'm just making you remind, the queen is under attack. What do you do? What does a normal human does is move the queen away. But what does Tal do? Queen takes f7. He scared the queen. Okay. Vivan, there's even more crazier moves coming here. Okay. So be ready. Let's see if you guys can find it. This move is insane. If you guys can find the move, then congratulations. You guys are crazy attacking players. Okay. Now some people might find this move out of some random flukeness. Okay. Still, okay, congratulations. But if you guys can justify why this move is done, right, then you guys are genius. Maybe you guys should take over this session, right? Let's see. Can we? I'm searching for genius people in this chat. Let's see. Put on the tall glasses if you guys have any. Knight d5. No. Okay, knight d5 is surely a candidate move. Okay, I would, knight d5, but again, that was not played. Knight d5 would have been also something to, calculate. Okay, but again, pretty sure he did see that. Okay, I wouldn't. Knight into h5 also possible, but again, better move. Did someone say e into f6? Because well done, blistery mystery is the one. Okay, can we give it to him or her? Okay. Um. Anyways, well done. By the way, again, may I know who this person is? Are you from Venture Chess Academy or Blistery Mystery? Are you a student? If so, please do tell your name. If not, welcome to the stream. I hope you're enjoying the stream. Okay, E into F6, and see, he also told the right reason. You just sack the reason. You just sack the queen for a particular reason. Okay, I'll just show you. Okay, he said the right reason. The thing is, if you take the queen, okay, you take the rook, and now this pawn is closer to promotion. How do you stop the pawn? You can't stop the pawn. So he'll be like, yes, sir, you can. You can just go king f7. Ha! What did you achieve? You're not queening. But then you go f6. First thing is, again, the point is the pawn is gluing this pawn. Right? You need to glue this pawn. But then you'll be like, sir, you can just take, right? But if you take, now you go knight into h5. Okay? See, again, you have to note that the bishop is pinned, right? And this is like visually scared, scary. And something like knight e7 comes, right? And yeah, you can at least win the queen back. Like, you can just take here, and this is playable also. But according to the engine, it goes like, you can just develop your rook, right? Just develop the rook and then start the attack. But again, you can win your queen back, right? You can win your queen back. And again, I can tell you the main reason. Again, I kind of forgot to tell the main reason. The thing is, the idea is, again, after takes, I kind of messed up a little bit, f6. And the idea is the bishop is going to come to h7. Okay, the bishop is going to come to h7 and promote the pawn. That was the main idea, right? So I don't know how well you understood this plan, but this is like, I don't know how, in like what universe you guys can even look at this. Can anyone find this move? E into f6, right? Uh, Visually this is like insane, like rook f7. Okay, anyways, credit to our opponent for not taking the pawn. Like, he kind of did respect Tal's sacrifice. He knew, of course, Tal was like, he's not crazy enough to sack the queen, right? So with all that complications in mind, he played knight e5. Again, by the way, if you think that he can play rook into, but that's even more worse. By the way, rook into, yeah, there is knight d5, right? And that's a 4 key, right? And if you do bishop into, by the way, you have like rook a e1 coming, right? And something like knight e5. This is bad. This is totally bad, right? It's just raging havoc right now, right? So anyways, knight e5 was played. He wants to protect the rook a little bit, blocking the e file. Okay, now Tal could have actually won the game a little bit more easierly. Okay, there was a very easier variation to win the game, right? Let's see if you guys can find the easier variation again. Uh, Bishop h7, sack the rook. Okay, I'm not the VC, but I'm enjoying this live stream. It's very instructive. Thank you so much, Blistry. It's great to know that you're enjoying the stream, right? So please keep tuning in. Right, again, the game is still not over. Right, again, there's a lot more to come. There's a lot more to unpack, guys. Right. Can you guys find the variation to win this game? Again, this is very important. When you're attacking, you have to look for like out of the box moves. But here again, Queen f8. Oh no. Okay. I know this is Tal's game here, right? But Tal just doesn't go nuts and just sacks the queen for like no damn reason. Okay? If he's doing, he has a justification. So if you're doing it, you have to have a justification. You have to tell me why you're doing it, okay? And I'm gonna respect every reason. Okay, I'm not gonna make fun of you. Hey, that's so stupid. No. No, come on. Okay, that's not who we are, right? Queen g8. Okay, queen g8 is one of the moves, but queen h8 is more stronger. I'll tell you why. So queen h8, because you're forking here, right? So queen h8, let's say bishop f8, and now you can, get the rook, and also you can take on h5, right? And let's say after queen f8, he just blocks. You can now take over here, I guess, and then you can take this. Let's say here you can take. Now everything starts falling like dominoes, right? He just takes, king takes, everything. It's all over. It's all over now, right? It's totally over, right? So, anyways, this is what Tal should have played, right? But the next move what Tal played is like completely beyond me. At least this move was like, okay, fine. Like, he sacrificed when he played E into F6, kind of, you know, you could make sense out of it little bit at least, right? But the next move he played was like kind of insane. By the way, I'm pretty sure Tal saw this, but he's like, Tal was like, nah, you know, I want this game to be an art. I don't want to win this game in such a boring way, right? He came up with the next move that I'm not going to ask you guys to find, because not in a million years you guys are going to find it. Not as disrespect, guys. Even I couldn't find it. Okay, even I couldn't find it. The move is Bishop C4. Like, what the hell? Like, this bishop is like attacking the rook, but isn't the bishop just hanging? Like, you can just imagine the players playing it. I think when anyone plays with Tal judges, they just fall off the chair, I guess. You just fall off the chair. Right. I had seen that, really? F into E7. Right. So, anyways, by the way, let's have a look at the chat. You had actually seen that, but what's the idea? If you can really justify what's the idea, okay, Viranj, then okay, I'm gonna salute you, man. Really, I saw through the night. I saw the night. I saw night though. Okay, but okay, if you can justify the reason, I mean, again, just imagine the psychology of these players. The players are playing Tal, like at this particular stage. He must have surely fallen off his chair when he looked at this move. Like, this move is like, again, is it like his idea is very clear, okay? He just wants to put the knight here, okay? So just to put a knight over here, who sacks a bishop, man? Come on, who does that, right? Who just literally sacks a bishop just to put a knight here, right? So okay, anyways, Black understood the plan. Black was like, okay, fine. I want to see what's going to happen, so I'm going to take your call, right? Me, okay. Then I think you're also Tal level, right? If you're seeing that. So, yeah. So first thing, he takes the knight. So he's like, okay. So he gives a check. Queen G8 check. And at this moment, opponent was like, oh, okay, I see, I see. So your point is, if I move my rook, then you give me a check. And if I move, then you take. And you take. Okay, I get it. I get it. You're the best player in the world. I get it. And then I lose my queen. Okay, okay, okay. I get it. I get it, man. I get it. Okay, I'm not going to take. I'm not going to fall for that. I'm not going to fall. Okay, I'm just going to block with the bishop. Right. I'm just going to block with the bishop. And now, let's see how many of you guys will find the next attacking move here. Right. Let's see how many of you guys will find the next attacking move. There's a very tempting move here. Trust me, that's going to be wrong. Let's see. Okay. Dot dot. Okay. I think I went a little bit too crazy. I might have no. I know. I must have ignored the chat a little bit. Let's just have a look. Okay. Okay. No, I don't think so. I don't usually ignore the chat. I you know what would you come up here? Rook E1, Rook E6. Okay. Now everyone are looking at sacrificing moves. Right, because it's Tal's game, so Tal must have sacrificed something. I don't care. I don't care what it is. It's a sacrifice. Right. Okay. Rook E1. Everyone rook E1. Anyone? Everyone rook E1. By the way, which rook you want to put here? The rook one, the RAE1 or the RFE1? Rook E6. No. Okay. The thing is, if everyone is saying rook FE1, both the rooks are wrong. Because you might see like, there's a check, the king moves away. But guys, in the rule of chess, when you give checks, right, the checks can also be blocked. Just remember that. When you're giving far distance checks, right, the checks can also be blocked. This baby just comes and blocks knight e3. And now this is like a little bit annoying, right? Okay, the knight is pinned. You might think like, you can add more pressure, you can like fork. But as per what I saw, the queen can just come here, defending the knight and the pawn together, right? And now if you take, let's say he takes, and now you have to waste your time to, win this pawn back. You have to like double the rooks, right? And then by that time, like, black is going to consolidate. He is going to like push this pawn. You're like, okay, I'll double the rooks. He's going to, he's going to fix it. He's going to get the bishop out. And this does not look good now, right? Your pieces can't be stuck doing this, and where the queen is like, I'm just all out here alone doing nothing here, right? So Tal did not play that. Of course, he saw it, right? They're great players. For some reason, they won't give like random checks. A pastor sees a check and he plays the check. Remember that quote that I said? Okay, so here he plays the move. Wait, by the way, yeah, he plays the move knight takes h5. Okay, insane move. Knight queen g7. No, no, man. No, no, no. All those are not working. Okay, knight takes h5. Okay, so what's the point here? The point is the knight is going to go to g7 square. Okay, and it's going to cause some havoc. Maybe the king, because knight g7, the bishop can't take, right? And the king has to go somewhere. We just take the rook, right? So I hope you guys can visualize that. Knight d5 looks good too, but again, some people just play like, okay, I attack the queen, it's fun, it's awesome, right? But again, you have to calculate a bit further, right? Just the queen just goes to c5, like what happens then, right? You have to waste your time moving the knight again, and you can't afford to waste time when you're attacking, right? Especially when you have sacrificed material. So knight takes h5, right? And yeah, and now the threat is like knight g7. So let's say some random move like d6. You just play knight g7, and let's say anyway the king moves. Here you just take, right? It's totally lost, right? So again, c3. I don't know which point you're referring to, Srinit. I don't know why would anyone play c3 here. Okay. Anyways, knight h5. Maybe I missed the particular move. Okay. So here, black played a really good move. Again, you should know how to defend here. So he notices that the rook is the problem. My rook is under pressure. If he's going to go knight g7, I'm going to lose my rook. So I think I have to play knight d6, saving the rook again. This is a sad move again. As you see, the pieces are key. Pieces are coming to the d6 square constantly, making this bishop a little too sad, right? So knight d6 and it defends the rook. It's a good move. But now, 1 minute, guys. My charge is low. Let me just. But now you have to note that knight e3 is not going to come. So Tal is like, did you miss that? I can give this check. Rook a e1 check. Now you give this check because now the knight can't come and block, right? Yeah. And yeah, I mean, of course, this rook was like, it had to come into the play. Like, I could feel this rook crying in the corner. It's like, everyone are playing the game, but not me. Tal is not using me. This is so sad. Why am I even existing in life, right? So he had to make this move at one point, right? You can't make your pieces cry for very long, right? So, yeah, king d8 was played. What else? And now, at this point, black is like, okay, fine. Now I don't think there's any attacks because all his pieces are like kind of offside. There's no knight g7 coming now. I'm holding. And in a dream world, black would be like, would want to put his queen here, put his king here to c5, push the pawn to b6, get the bishop to b7, and let the rooks defend. This is in a dream world what black would be hoping for. He'll be like having his dream. This is what he will be planning, right? And all of a sudden an asteroid comes and strikes, right? If the rook blocks the check, then knight g7 is possible. If the rook blocks the check, I don't get it, man. If you can be a bit specific, would be good, Vivan. Right. So black can try to do smothered mate. Okay, I don't know what level of tactics Vivan is seeing here, but okay, let's not get there. I guess I'm not seeing such stuffs, man. But okay, sir. Yeah. Did you say something, Veera? Oh, Veeranch, not Vivan. I'm sorry. My bad. My bad. My bad. Okay. So black and the smothered mate. I don't see it, man. Okay. Maybe in the upcoming class you can explain it. But okay, the bishop can take, I guess. No, he can't. But again, he can't because see at this point the king can even escape, right? Even if a good check comes, right, the king can go to d8 and c7. So it doesn't really work. Okay, Viransh? Very, very different. Sir, move the d pawn. Okay, guys. Okay. Let's just focus on what Tal is playing here. Okay. So next move here. Let's see if you guys can find this move. Again, I was able to find it. Okay, so congrats to me at that point when I was analyzing this. Let's see if you guys can find it. Right. When you're having an attacking position, you have to keep pounding. You have to not, just randomly look at improving moves. Rook e7, well done. Move the d pawn. This is the d pawn is black's d pawn. I don't see what you mean, Viransh. I'm so sorry. Right. So rook e7, well done. Right. This is a very good move, right? Tal, so at this point, Tal is like not allowing his opponents to breathe. So first thing first, if you just randomly take, then you first take the rook. After the king takes, and now you can give this check, and now you win this bishop, right? So everything is falling apart, so you can't touch this rook. And if the bishop takes the rook, then you call the arbiter because it's pinned, right? So that is one thing to note, right? So it's just havoc. So he's just not letting his opponent breathe. So opponent is regretting putting his pieces on d6, b6 squares, and delaying his development. You can't afford to do such moves against Tal. So here, um the opponent came up with the move Queen b5. Okay, and now what should you play here? So black will move the d pawn and what? And we'll get knight a bit forward to do smothered mate. Okay, you know, in chess, life is not only about smothered mate, Viraj. There are some other things here. Okay, I don't get it. D pawn, like, I'm not able to understand. Okay, why would he push the d pawn, right? Before that, okay, I think like it's gonna be a little bit time off, so I can't move back a little bit. Okay, we'll surely analyze it in the class one day when you meet. Okay, rook into f7. So how many of you guys want to play rook into f7? Okay, Viraj, do you want to play rook into f7? Isn't this just a free rook? If I say like that, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are going to catch it. Rook into f7, and you'll be like, okay, I won the rook. Life is chill. I'm going to win the bishop, and suddenly from nowhere, your opponent takes the queen and just bangs this rook. Boom, and then you just do a backflip and I don't know what happens. And this kind of stuffs have happened to me in real life. Not back rank, but one of my classical tournaments where I was in time pressure. I thought I was winning, and then suddenly opponent takes the queen and bang, he just takes the rook. Almost thought of crying over there, but I didn't. Okay. Anyways, that is not artful. Yes, of course. Right. So rook e1. Yeah, well done. Well done. If you guys found rook e1, you need to connect the rooks, right? And now I think you're threatening to play rook e1, right? And at this point, what I think black should have done is he should have tried to annoy white a little bit more. He should have played queen a5. He's like, you know what? You're not touching this rook because the point is if you touch the rook, I'm going to take this rook, right? So maybe at that point, Tal would have played c3 and maybe, okay, you can take over here defending this rook like this, right? And now you do cd4 and the game would have continued. Now the queen can come here. This is what he should have done. He should have got the queen like this and he should have defended. But what opponent did was like he directly went queen d5. Okay, he directly went queen d5, right? And that's not again the right move. Again, now we need to continue the attack. Let's see if you guys can find the next attacking move here for white. How do you continue the attack? Let's see. I'll give you guys another minute to find this move. I told you every move is like a puzzle. Oops. I just spat milk. I'm having a little bit of, tea. Okay. Nf4. Well done. Nf4. And now how do you come up with these moves, guys? It's not that you're simply attacking the queen. You have to note that queen is defending the rook. Right. The queen is defending the rook. And yeah, you have to do something about it, right? So you come up with these moves, how to try to chase the queen away, right? So the queen is under attack. He can go queen a5 again, right? But he chose queen takes a2. I think that's what he played. Yeah, queen takes a2. Now the last finishing blows is gonna come. The next moves are gonna be like quick. Okay. Can you guys find a really good interference tactic? Again, if you guys are thinking b3, then that's not the move. That's what I initially thought, but then he can just take like this, right? And then black is like kind of holding, right? The next brilliant move. Yeah, b3 is not coming because of rook into f6. Okay, this is what I initially thought. And after that, like, your rook is hanging. There's no rook e8 check also coming. Right. Anyone, let's see. Nf5. Nf5 is good, but I don't see what nf5 does. Like, the bishop is well guarded, right? You have to do something about, there are stuffs happening over here. Can anyone find a beautiful way? Ne6 check, well done. Manaswi, Lishan, well done. You guys found it. I don't know where you guys went. Up till now, you guys were sleeping. Oh? Okay, knight e6 check, brilliancy. So, what is a better way to disconnect a queen and the rook? Sacrifice another piece. Of course, if Tal doesn't play it, then who will? Right. And now at this point, like let's say he just takes. Now you just, you know, take like nope, not like that. Sorry, that just loses the queen. Right, my bad. Maybe I think now you can. What do you do now? D into e6. Yeah, you can go like rook into f7. My bad. I just lost. Yeah, knight into and okay, you can do queen into check f8 because you're gonna win the knight anyways, right? King c7 and you take and life is chill. Like okay, king here and you can even move queen g7 and push the pawn. Or what's better is you can just do this and boom boom kaboom, right? It's happening. So at this point, he did not take. Opponent had enough. Like he just sacked his queen. He thought like he'll have some compensation for the fact that he's losing the queen. I don't know what compensation is having here. His pieces are dying for like he's asking for breathing. He wants to breathe here and compensation it seems. Okay, let's see. Queen takes e6 and here just take the queen and the rest part is easy. Rook f6 and after the next move opponent just resigned. It's not some tactical move. It's a very important. It's a move that simplifies the game. Last move, guys. Throw the knight in the middle to disconnect the queen and the rook. I also said, sir. Okay, well done, Siddharth. Well done for the ones who found 96 again. I'm so preoccupied with the game. Sometimes I'm like, again, moving away from the chat a bit. Because today chat is like a little bit too active. That's something that's awesome to see, right? E into d7. E into d7. E into d7 is fine, but okay, what happens? Yeah, E into d7, you're helping him develop, I guess. E into d7 is playable too. Okay, but after the next move, like, you just rook f7. Yes, well done. So you're basically telling black now, okay, now I'm like, up a queen. I just want to trade off your only active pieces, that is the rook. Right. But then, like, what happens after the knight takes? Again, you have to note that the knight can also take, right? So the knight takes, you just take here. Okay, queen takes, king here, and I think you can even push like this and try to promote, if I'm not wrong. Can we do that? E7 instead of taking like this, right? I'm not so sure. Can we do this? Here. How does he stop it? Yeah, or else, yeah. I mean, maybe he can go here, but okay, just take the rook, I guess. And okay, anything is winning. Okay, anything is winning. If he goes here, you can even take the knight also. That's just simple, right? And if he takes the rook, like, okay, you guys can have a sample line, like, it goes like this. Why is there why did I put a great move over here? Okay, okay. I think I put a great move for the wrong thing. Anyways, forget it. He takes, knight takes, and yeah, I'm pretty sure even you guys can win this position, given the state, right? Queen up, rook up, and rook and bishop. I don't know if you can even call this rook and bishop. This bishop and rook are like, I don't know. They're just wondering why do I even exist if this man doesn't even want to use me, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed today's game. It's a very long stream, right? Maybe I asked a little bit too much questions, but I think it was worth asking questions because every move was like a tactic. It's not like I'm asking some positional question, right? If it was a positional question, you guys would have gotten bored, right? And that's the kind of mistake I did in the Alakine stream. I guess I asked like a lot of positional questions, and people are like, "Oh, it's a bit too late. I think I gotta go." Right? That's how you guys were. So anyways, if you guys stayed for this long and enjoying the stream, watching the stream, love you all. Like you guys are amazing. I hope you guys can have such a model game one day. If you guys have played such a wonderful, maybe not to this level, if you guys find that okay, this is one of my greatest game ever. This is like the best game ever. Please like share it to me. Okay, we can one day cover the games in the stream, right? And now if I say that, I'm pretty sure some people might, send some games where like, opponent just blundered his queen and then you guys just demolished your opponent. That's not fun, right? You have to find a game where you demolished your opponent, like, not him like self-suiciding and, like, losing the game, right? So, yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Okay, I'm so liking the love that you guys are showing for today's stream. Again, my point is again not to like get some like views like Gotham Chess or something. That's really not my thing. My point is the stream should be educational and entertaining, of course, right? And I hope that one day you guys will also play some great games like this and tell that, sir, because of these games, like, my attacking skills improved. Like, that's like one dream for me, like, to hear such things. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, I think it's time for us to go. Everyone is saying bye, anyways. Okay. Bit too rude, guys. Anyways, okay. No. Anyways, it's a long stream. I know you guys are tired, right? You guys can go, guys. I'm gonna go too. It's time to play some football too. Okay. Thank you, guys. Bye bye. Have a nice weekend. See you. Take care. Love you.